Hi everybody, this is Peter. Today I'm going to be going through a sample play of the Cold Snap football game published by Play.com, developed by Keith Avalone at Plaay. And it's a Canadian pro football simulation board game, as you can see from the thing here. And being from Canada, I'm thrilled that there's a full play Canadian football game around. There are a few others, but I really like this one. So I'm just going to show you, before I get into the things that you get when you order the game, I'm just going to explain a little bit about the differences between Canadian football and American football. The big difference is that the field is 110 yards long instead of 100 yards long. So it's 55 yards in each half, and the end zones are a lot bigger. Currently they're 20 yards deep, and before 1986 they were 25 yards deep. So it's possible to make a long pass deep into the end zone. A few other things is that the goalposts are right at the goal line. So if you're trying a field goal, and the line of scrimmage is the 15-yard line, then it'd be a 22-yard field goal, not a 32-yard field goal like in the NFL. Another big difference is that there's only 3 downs for a drive, as opposed to 4 downs. And there's 12 players aside instead of 11 players, so the 12 players for like a specialty player. This is a sample of the team cards that you get. There are no individual player cards with this game. You just get a team card, and basically you get, like, this is on a single 8.5 by 11 sheet. You have the excuse me, the offense on the lower half, the defense on the top half. You can just fold it in half because you're going to be, just looking at one side at a time, of course. So, so there's 12 players. A few other things is that it's possible to get a single point, or what they call a rouge point in CFL, where if you miss a field goal and it goes into the end zone and they don't run it out, or they choose to kneel or run out of bounds, and the kicking team gets a single point. And the same thing can happen on a punt. If there's a long punt that goes into the end zone, the kicking team would get a single point. Another difference is that after the field goal or the single point like that, the team that gave up the point can choose to receive a kickoff, or they can just start the ball from their own 35-yard line, which is what they do in most cases. So here are the game parts. This is the game board here that comes with the game. You have the field, and you have some solitaire defense settings, so you can just roll a one 6-sided die and decide whether you're going to use. There's 4 different defensive formations: deep, safe, up, and blitz. Excuse me. And the game board also has this game book quick reference. So if you want to quickly jump to a page, I'll get to the game book in a second here. And there's also these markers that come with the game. Little football with an arrow on it, so you can show where the line of scrimmage is, and then another pointer where you can put down where the first down marker is. And there also comes with these colored tokens, and they correspond to the different defensive play calls. So if you're playing face-to-face, or like say through Skype, which I've done, the defense would call their play first, and with the blue, for instance, means blitz. And so here's the game book here. It has the instructions in the back, but the bulk of this is all the different charts for the different play formations. Penalty chart, an injury chart, and then there are, I believe, 6 offensive play calls for each that are available. So there's inside run, outside run, play action pass, short pass, medium pass, and long pass. And so there's a chart for each combination. So see, here's the deep. The first part of the book is the deep section with the deep defense, and you're also provided with these little colored tabs, and these colored tabs correspond to the color of the chip. So if you're going to call deep, then you use a green chip, and then you looked at the green section of the book. So it makes it handy for flipping back and forth. Yeah, so you have inside run versus deep, outside run versus deep, play action versus deep, short pass, medium pass, and long pass versus deep. And then the next section is the safe defense. So it's inside run versus safe, and so on. And then, yeah, there are all sorts of other charts. There's kickoff charts and punts and interception charts and longer gains, depending on the play call and stuff like that. So and then there's a whole section of rare play results, and those are always fun in Keith's games. But the things that can happen. For instance, here's a rare result in a play action pass is floating pass bounces off helmet of intended receiver into hands of another player, interception. So it's fun to look at those, but it's also fun not to look at them because you're quite pleasantly surprised when they do come up. Yeah. Oh, and I'll show you a detail of the team cards. So. Yeah, so there's 12 players. This is the defensive side we're looking at here. So they're just labeled from A to L. And if you look closely here, A is the cornerback position. B is the defensive back. C is the safety. So, and the names that are in bold mean that those are the primary players at that position. The numbers beside each of the players is their pass and run rating. So this is a decent defensive player's rating against a pass, and this is a defensive rating against a run. So the possible ratings are 2, 1, and 0. Now you see some of these numbers have a minus beside them, or let's see if I can find one here. No, there isn't on this side, but on the offensive side, there's this guy has a 1+ passing rating. What that means is that when their team, well, in the defense's case, when the offensive team is in the defensive team's half of the field, then his rating will go from a 1 to a 0 for passing. And for instance, this guy, if the other team, the offensive team, is in the offensive, in the defensive team's half of the field, his run rating will go down to a 0. Otherwise, if the offensive team is in their own half of the field, then his run rating is a 1. Well, yes, and up here, these are what they call finder charts. So that if you have an interception, you would just roll a 20-sided die, and it would tell you which player intercepted the ball. A to E is this positions A to E, and F to L. The charts will tell you which position it does. So you also have same thing for sacks and kick returns, punt returns, and missed field goal returns. And then over here it shows the yardage, the average yardage of say the kick returner. So Jock Saunders on a kick return, his average return rate is 20 yards. You'll see in the result charts, it'll say subtract 3 yards from the return grade, and that's the return. The stars and the brackets here just are to do with the usage. So in the usage, for instance, Jock Saunders has 2 stars, and that means he has a limit of 8 catches or returns per game. And once he reaches that limit, I can't remember what happens with the receiver and the returners, but I think you have to use another receiver, or you subtract, or there's some kind of penalty for overusing him. And the brackets just mean that somebody who's rarely used. So double star is in terms of the returners is fairly high usage, and then down to 1 star, no star, and then the brackets. Some of the offensive players have 3 asterisks, 3 stars beside their thing, and that means for if it's a runner, he can carry the ball an unlimited number of times in the game, or if it's a receiver, he can have a limit of 12 catches or returns a game. Just a quick look here at the offensive side. There's different. Each position has a different letter designation, as opposed to the left offensive tackle and the right offensive tackle. So the left offensive tackle is a TA. The left guard is a GA. The center is CE, etc. And then you have the quarterback and the receivers and the fullbacks, and you also have these finder charts for, depending on if it's an inside run, outside run, you roll a d20, and yeah. So, and there's also at the bottom you have the ratings of the place kickers. So they have ratings for convert, field goal, long field goal, and kickoffs. And then the punters have an average yardage for their punts, and a return grade, a sideline grade, and a block grade, which could come up during play. Okay, so I'm just going to sort of get organized a bit here. I don't use this chart that comes with the game, so I'm just going to put that aside. I've got my own chart that I've made up here. And I've got a thing for the game clock, so I'll just use that. So I'm just going to set it up for the second half here. I'm playing a replay of the 2015 Grey Cup between the Ottawa Red Blacks and the Edmonton Eskimos. And so I played the first half. Ottawa's leading 23-17, and we're just going to get started. Now, one thing I just realized, that I'm going to need a d20, which I didn't get out here, so just bear with me for a second. Okay, so, alright, so, yeah, up here on these document holder stands that I have, I've photocopied some of the charts from the book, the more commonly used charts, and I put them up here instead of flipping through the game manual for all the things. So I've got the punts and the punt return on the same page, the kickoff chart and the field goal chart on the same page, and the Y chart, which is the interception chart, and the interception returns on the same page, just so you know. Okay, so we're going to start the second half here. We're going to roll a 2 6-sided dice, a black and a white, and look at the Edmonton's going to be kicking off to Ottawa. So Edmonton's kicker is a D-rated kickoff. So we rolled a 66. So we look on the kickoff chart in column D, and we go down to 66, and it's a bit hard to read there, but it says 42 yards. That's a very short kickoff. And the kickoffs start at the 35-yard line in Canadian football. So it's, what did I say, 42, 10, 20, 30, 42. So Ottawa catches the ball at their own 33-yard line, and then we're going to roll the 2d6 to get the kick return. So 63. 63 says if the player's return grade is less than 7, his gain is 7 yards. And we look on Ottawa's kick return. Players there, Jock Saunders, it's 20. So it's not going to be 7 yards. So the roll is 63. And it says otherwise go to the long return chart. So it's on page 47. So look on page 47. The book has the long return chart. And roll a 34. So we're going to look in the long kickoff return thing. And we're going to look at 34. And it says he breaks 3 tackles, finally stopped after 34 yards. So a big gain, a big return from the Ottawa receiver, 10, 20, 34 yards. What's that setting? Yep, 34 yards. Okay, yeah, so Ottawa has excellent field position. They're starting at the Edmonton 43. And so I just marked 15 seconds on the clock. And, oh yeah, so sorry. Okay, this is a solitaire play calling chart that someone has posted, and it's available as a free download from the Plaay.com website under the free stuff. And this is developed by a gentleman named Giorgio Salvadego in Italy, and you can use it as you wish. There's a solo defense play calling, solo offense play calling. I'm going to use both. I'm going to be using this chart for both offense and defense. So we'll flip over the cards here. Ottawa's offense, Edmonton's defense. So pull this up here. Sorry for the shakiness. I have a very shaky hand. So to begin with, okay. So the roll is 34 and 18. So when we look here on the offense thing, it's first down and 10. 34 says play action, and the defensive thing, and it says 18, and 18 says blitz. So we go to the blitz section of the book with the blue tabs, and the play action. So roll all 3 dice, and we roll a 43. So now what we do is we look in the third quarter. Is that where we are? And it's the key player is asking about is CE, the center. And then we go over to this column here where it says player rated, and then it's asking if the center is rated a 2 for pass. So we look on the Ottawa center, and he is a 2 pass. So the answer is yes, of course. So we look into the if yes column, and it says go to the XS chart, page 31. So the XS chart is the longer gain on a intermediate gain on a short pass play. The D20 is a 12. So if you like keeping track of the statistics of who the pass goes to, the pass goes to Greg Ellingson. So we roll a 16, and it says J2 pass. So we look on the Edmonton thing, and their main defensive tackle there, Eddie Steele, got injured in the second half. So Willie Jefferson is now the defensive tackle, and he is not a 2 pass. He's only a 1 rated pass. So we look over here in the no column, and it says receiver sprints ahead 9 yards after the quick catch. So Ellingson catches the ball, and it's a 9-yard gain. So Ottawa's now at the 34-yard line, and take 30 seconds off the clock, and it's 2nd and 1. Yeah, for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to be keeping track of the player stats just to speed things up a bit. Yeah, while I think of it, the game's probably going to take you about 2 to 2.5 hours to play. That's about how long it takes me to play. Maybe some people out there play faster, but that's about how long it'll take you to play. But it's enjoyable, every little bit of it. Okay, so we have a 2nd and 1 situation, and we roll a 46. So now, see, it says 2 or 3, so it's 2nd and 1. So we're looking in this column, and 46 also says play action, and the D20 is an 11, and that's up. So play action against up. All right. I roll the 3 dice, and it's 25. So it's so the CE or GA 2 pass, and if you have 2 positions like that, it's an either or thing. So if either the center or the GA player is rated a 2 pass, then it's the answer is yes. So in this case, the center, John Gott, is a 2 pass, so the answer is yes. And it says go to XL chart, page 33. So that's it's a longer game. And the D20 was 17 on that play, so Walker is the receiver. So I roll a 22, and we're looking, and it's asking if the quarterback has an X grade of greater than 4. So the X grade is to do with his passing ability. So he's Henry Burris is the Ottawa quarterback. He's rated a 3. So so the answer is no here, but there's still a 30-yard gain after breaking the tackle. So a big gain for Ottawa. And they're down at the 4-yard line. So it's first and goal from the 4. Take 30 seconds off the clock. So I roll 3 dice. So first and goal, 36. Another play action against up. So, and yeah, the roll is 13. So in this case, in the top part of the page here, on a pass play, you're going to be looking at the quarterback's pass completion grade and comparing that. So if we look on Burris's card, he's rated a AAA for completions. So 13 completion, it says quarterback reads the defense, finds the open man for Q plus yards, Q plus 1 die. That's what that means. So we look at Q, the Q rating for the quarterback, which is his, I guess, average yardage on a pass completion, and it's 12 yards. So we already know it's going to be a touchdown, but if it wasn't, you would roll the one die, and then you would add that to his Q. So it's a touchdown for Ottawa, and number 4 was the D20 on that, and so the pass receiver there was Brad Sinopoli. So Brad Sinopoli catches the pass in the end zone for a 4-yard touchdown for Ottawa. Okay, so now we're going to do the convert. That's what it's called in Canadian football. I think it's called point after touchdown in NFL. So we roll a 61. Oh, sorry. And his convert grade is a B. So we look in the B column under 61. And it's good. Okay, so Ottawa scores a minute and a half into the third quarter, another touchdown. And that was a 4-yard pass to Sinopoli. Okay, so Ottawa now leads 30-17. Okay, so now we're going to have kickoff. Yeah, I think I'll just switch gears here for a second. I just wanted to show you something else. Giorgio has also sort of translated this chart into a fast action card deck. And you can see these here. Basically, this is the main dice roll here, 45, and he's taken the chart. So this is like first down, then second or third down. Oops. And it's a bit hard to see, but and that shows the different play formations. So if it's first and 10, that would be a short pass. If it's first and 11 or more, it'd also be a short pass. If it was second and 1 to 3 yards, it'd be an outside run. Short pass, medium pass, long pass, depending on the situation. And the other side of the card, there's the defensive thing, depending on what happens. Okay, so we're just going to do a kickoff now. Ottawa's kicker is rated a C, so the number is 25. So on the kickoff chart, 25 is 64 yards. So that means Ebden gets the ball on the 11-yard line. And we flip the card again and look at the black and white numbers. So 51, and we look in the kick and punt return chart. And 51 says add 2 yards to the player's return grade. So the player's return grade is a 20, so it's a 22-yard return. And so they get the ball, they're going to start scrimmage on the 33-yard line. Okay. All right. So this is pretty straightforward, but I'll just go through a few plays here. Okay. So we flip, and we're going to look at what the offensive and defensive play calls are. So it's 1st and 10. So they're going to call a short pass. Now in the 1st and 10 section on the back of the card that was just flipped, it says blitz. So it's a short pass against blitz. So we go to the blue section of the board, the game book, and I flip another card. It's 54. And 54, we're looking in the 3rd quarter. So it's asking if the G rated player is a 2 pass. Oh, sorry, Edmonton's got the ball, so I can flip here. So G player in Ottawa, if it's a 2 pass. And no, he's not. He's a 1. And so we go to the XS chart, page 31. So we're going to get a bit of a game here for Edmonton. Flip it back, and we get a number 15. And it's asking if the GB is a 0 pass. And the GB, he's rated a 1. So the answer is no. Dump off pass gains 9 yards. So Edmonton gets 9 yards in the play, so it's now 2nd and 1. Okay, and if you want to use the facts to get the player involved in the play, you can use this number here. This is a 1 to 20 number, 7. So in that case, 7 on a short pass was Walker. That's Darryl Walker. Okay, so 2nd and 1. Flip the card. So 2nd and 1 is this one here. So they're going to call an outside run against an up defense. Okay, so we look at the outside run versus up chart. Number is 46, and just because I played this game so much, 46 and 55 and 64 are all unusual results. So we have to go to the unusual results chart. So we flip and get a number 41, and this was on it. So we look in the outside run thing. So it says play clock expires before the ball is snapped. Offense penalized 5 yards for a time count violation. Okay, so just move the clock ahead and move the yard back 5 yards. So instead of being 2nd and 1, it's now 2nd and 6. Okay, so flip 31. So 2nd and 6 to play action against deep. So play action against deep. The result is 65. And it's asking if K is a 0 pass. K is not. So we go back here and it says possible interception. So we'll go to the Y chart. So the Y chart, so we're going to be looking at the quarterback's Y grade. In this case, Mike Riley's Y grade is a 3. So the number drawn is 54. So we look at 54, and it's asked, the question is the quarterback Y grade 10 or more? And if it is, then you would be looking in this column, and depending on the type of pass, it would tell you how far downfield the interception would be, and which player intercepts the ball. But in this case, the answer is no, and it's an incomplete pass. So it just gives you a bit of a description. Defender and receiver struggle for ball, and it's incomplete. Okay, so it's now 3rd and 6. And 12 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. And so Edmonton's going to be punting the ball. So we look at the punter. His average grade is a 44. Average distance 44, so 61. We look on the routine punts chart. And here it's asking if his sideline grade is an F. If we look on here, his sideline grade is a C. And so the answer is no, so we subtract 4 yards from the average grade, and there's no return because the ball bounces out of bounds. So we look at his average grade is 44, and we subtract 4, so it's a 40-yard kick, 10, 20, 30, 40. So Ottawa gets the ball on their own 33-yard line, and there's 11:45 left in the third quarter. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how this game works. Yeah, well, there's something else I wanted to show you. There's some results that come up, like there might be a little question mark, or here we have one here. And it says somebody dumps the quarterback and there's a 10-yard sack, and there's an exclamation point. This is also an advanced rule, so that means that if the quarterback has an exclamation point beside his rating, just trying to think, oh yeah, I guess it would be down here somewhere. That means that he can avoid a sack. So if that result came up, and the quarterback had that exclamation mark, then you could choose to either throw an incomplete pass or an attempt an outside run. So there's also question marks that come up too. I don't see one up here. Oh yeah, okay, here's one here. It says complete question mark for 8 yards. And so that means you're looking to see if the receiver is a questionable receiver or not. And if the receiver has a question mark beside his rating, then means that the pass would be ruled incomplete. Yeah, like I said, that's an advanced rule. There's several advanced rules that you can do, but if you want to start off just playing with the basic rules, just to get familiar with the mechanics of the game, that's recommended. There's also some ratings that players have, sort of like a game on the line ratings, and it says that if the game is in the fourth quarter and the team is within two scores, I guess 2 touchdowns from the other team, and they have either a star in a circle, or I guess it's sort of like an asterisk. If it's a star, then his rating is increased 1 point when the game is on the line. So if he was a 1, he's rated 1 for pass, and he has this quality, then he would be rated a 2 for passes instead. And it can go the other way too. In that same situation, if a 1 rated passer would go, and if he had that asterisk beside it, then he would become a 0 rated passer. Quarterbacks also have, some quarterbacks have a mobile or a bomber rating. For instance, Mike Riley here, he's got a double-headed arrow. That means he's a mobile quarterback. So that means you can disregard the play that was actually called, and he can run whenever the defense calls a deep defense. There's also the bomber quarterback for ones that complete long passes. And I think that was all I wanted to mention. Anyway, this is a really enjoyable game. Like I said, it takes about 2 to 2.5 hours to play a full game. I'd highly recommend it. I'm going to put the play.com address below the video, and check out the free stuff to get if you're interested in the solo play calling charts, and there's also the score sheet that comes with the game. You can download more of those. And and another thing I mentioned, that in one of the newsletters that came out, there was called a generic finder chart, because not all the teams from all the years have these finders. It tells you, if you don't want to call who runs the ball or receives the pass. It has these generic finder charts. I think they were designed for the second season, the NFL game, but you could probably apply it to this game. And but that was available through the newsletter, and I think you can go to the play.com website and and I think you send them an email. It's info@play.com. And if you want to get on their newsletter, which comes out every month, and that newsletter comes out, has all sorts of goodies in it, like announcements about upcoming releases, and some house rules that people have posted, and some free stuff that gets added to the free stuff page. And anyway, yes, it's again, highly recommend this game. And thank you for watching, and see you later.